identifiers, like for example, her name and her birthday, or name and her medical record number. And I should review patient's EHR or electronic health record for need to assess radial pulse. And now I'll be determining previous pulse rate and measurement site when available from patient's record. And assess patient's family caregivers' health literacy, knowledge, or experience. And next, I should assess for factors that influence radial pulse, rate, and rhythm. And now I'll be performing hand hygiene, and assuming that I performed hand hygiene already, I should assess for signs and symptoms of altered cardiac function. And I should also assess for signs and symptoms of peripheral vascular diseases. And now, lastly, I should assess patient's knowledge of and prior experience with pulse measurement and her feelings about the procedure. Next is planning. I should determine expected outcomes following completion of procedure, and I should provide privacy for patient, explain procedure, and encourage patient to relax. And now I'll be obtaining and organizing equipment if needed. The implementation, I should perform hand hygiene and position patient in supine or sitting position. When patient in supine, I should place patient's forearms straight alongside or across lower chest or upper abdomen. When sitting, I should bend patient's elbow 90 degrees and support lower arm, and I should place tips of first 2 or middle 3 fingers of hand over groove along radial or thumb side of patient's inner wrist. I should slightly extend or flex wrist with palm down until strongest pulse is heard or noted. And now, I'll be lightly compressing pulse against radius, losing pulse initially, relax pressure so pulse became easily palpable. And now, I'll be determining strength of pulse. I should note whether thrust of vessel against fingertips is bounding or 4+, full increase strong 3+, expect 2+, and barely palpable or diminish 1+, or absent, not palpable, or 0. After palpating a regular pulse, look at watch second hand and begin to count the first beat after the second rate count, and I should assess hand hit the number on the dial, count as 1, then 2, and so on. Like when pulse is regular, I should count rate for 30 seconds and multiply it total by 2. And ma'am, okay lang ba if igamak ay tayo na ma'am? Relax mo lang. Next, I should, after getting patient's radial pulse, I should help her for her comfortable position. And I should discuss findings with patient and document according to agency policy. And after that, I should dispose of all contaminated supplies in appropriate receptacle, remove and dispose of gloves if worn, and I should perform hand hygiene. Ma'am, naala nga po sa mga problema ti panagtitikti po sa ma'am, or any complications ma'am regarding the radial pulse or the PTT heart movement. And after discussing, I should raise side rails as appropriate, place bed in lowest position, and I should lock it into proper position. And I should place the nurse call system in an accessible location within patient's reach. Evaluation. When assessing patient's pulse for first time, I should establish radial pulse as baseline when within acceptable range. Next, I should compare pulse rate and character with patient's previous baseline and acceptable range for patient's age. Next, I should use stitch back and revise instruction if patient or family caregivers is not like I don't have capability of teaching back correctly. And now I'll be documenting pulse rate and site appropriately, and I should document pulse after administration of specific therapies as applicable. And lastly, I should document evaluation of patient and family caregiver learning, and for the handoff reporting, I should report abnormal findings appropriately.